I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Welcome to the 34 Motorsports Product Showcase. We're proud to offer the full line of Simpson Racing safety products. The Shark Speedway is a perfect brain bucket to keep your melon as safe as possible. We carry every model and size of Hans device, and these have saved countless lives. The Hybrid Pro Lite is an alternative to the Hans device and is just as effective. The DNA 3-layer suit offers maximum protection when things get hot. And hey, dude, those comfy shoes won't help one bit when things go south. Keep those hands ready to work with a pair of Vortex FIA gloves meeting every current standard. From 5 to 7 points, we carry every one of the Simpson harnesses, keeping your rear end right where it should be. Keep all your gear clean and together with the helmet and FHR bag, and always be ready to hop in a race car. Visit 34motorsports.com and order today.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kansas Speedway. But we're going Roval racing. Here located Kansas City, Kansas, 2.34 miles in length. Adding almost, actually more than a mile, I guess. Mile and a half racetrack on the oval. 2.3, so adding almost a mile with the infield road course. This one's going to be fun here tonight and very, very competitive. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It's a pleasure to have you joining us here for tonight's presentation of the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series. Qualifications just getting underway, and one of the quickest cars on the racetrack in practice, Conor Baldwin, just making his way into turn number 1. We'll show you the lap times as they start to roll in here. Alec Coates moving to the top of the speed charts at a 1-minute 3.38 second lap. We are expecting this field to be very, very tight all race long. No quick time. James Watson going to the top of the board at a 103.372. Good second half of the racetrack there for Navarre Luce. He's going to come in, slot into this field at 6th quick. Taking a look at the point standings entering tonight's race as Baldwin's going to complete his second lap. No quick time, 103.175. Going to be the time of record for Conor Baldwin. That was a fantastic lap. Craig Forsyth up to second quick in the number 72. LMCgear.com on the side of that entry. See what he's going to be able to work on lap number 2. Let's pick up James Watson as he comes across the start-finish line. Checkered flag in the air for Watson, and his lap time does not improve. Forsyth coming to a stop as well. Looks like his run going to be finished. Conor Baldwin, top of the charts, 103, 175. See what he's going to do here down the back straightaway. Basically, this racetrack using 90+% of the oval with just the short dive through the infield. Baldwin making his way back in. We'll pick up Eric Shouse. This guy, another one who was incredibly quick in qualifying. Only 5 starts this season for Shouse. 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10 finishes. He's been impressive. Lap number 1 going to be starting right now for the number 76 Hot Wheels machine. Matt Wagner leading the point standings, sitting on 383 points. James Watson in second at 338, putting him 45 back of your points leader. Craig Forsyth moving up to the 3rd position in points, part of the Dark Horse Indy stable. However, he's 90 points back of Matt Wagner at this point in the season. Only 4 races to go. Not a lot of time to catch things up and pick up on Matt Wagner. Looks like it may be a 2-horse race. Shouse going purple, sector 1. First half of the racetrack. Very, very quick. Oh, man, he's going to grab the binders here. Now he's going to come back out onto the racetrack. A little bit of a trick to get some temperature up in the tires. Might be cheese in qualifying a little bit here, but still have not seen Jason Hand, Matt Wagner, Gary Corley just getting out on the racetrack for his hot lap now. Jeff Destino, Julian Altina, Joseph Morales not putting a lap in qualifications just yet. We'll follow along. Let's pick up Gary Corley here in the 78 as he'll be the next car to trip the timing lines. You'll see them, some cars electing to run the apron in qualifications. They're allowed to do that in qualifying. They cannot do that in the race. Must keep all 4 wheels above the white line in NASCAR turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1 for Gary Corley goes on the board at a 105.020. Gary Corley letting the back end, or excuse me, Eric Shouse letting the back end get a little happy there. Re-entering the oval part of the racetrack. Drivers are talking about the fact that the suck-up in the draft is going to be absolutely massive tonight. We could actually see what amounts to pack racing on the oval portion, and I believe it was Cullen Johnston describing it as a slinky. You're just going to go in and out, in and out. New quick time, Eric Shouse moves top of the board, 102.994 seconds. Only car in the 1 minute 2 second range right now. As we pick up your defending champion and points leader, Matt Wagner. Really fun schedule coming up here for the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series to round out this season. Tonight it's the Kansas Roval from the Kansas Speedway Road Course. Next week, the Dover 150 from Dover International Speedway. Then we head off to Road America and then Las Vegas Motor Speedway to close the season out on the oval. A lot of fun coming up here in the month of January to close out this season of the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series. I want to thank everybody tuning in here on YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here tonight. And give us a shout. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Wagner off of NASCAR turn 4, down over the start-finish line. See what the lap's going to be for Matt Wagner. And he is going to stay right where he is, 1 minute 4.255. Still have not seen Julian Altina, Jason Hand, Jeff Destino, or Joseph Morales out for qualifications. Drivers have been talking about the fact that this looks very, very much like we're going to see it will be a two-stop race. The question just becomes, when do you make those two stops, and is there some kind of an alternate strategy where maybe a three-stopper could be beneficial? Qualifications have wrapped up, and give you a look here at the results as the grid starts to fill in. Eric Shouse will be your pole sitter tonight. 1 minute 2.994 seconds. Couple of tenths back to beat Conor Baldwin. He will line up on the outside of row number 1. Craig Forsyth, James Watson, Alec Coates rounding out the top 5 in this 17-car field here this evening. Take a look here and get you the starting grid for tonight's race. Eric Shouse, Conor Baldwin will line up on row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Craig Forsyth and James Watson. Alec Coates, Sebastian Kinder on row number 3. J.W. Miller and Zach Evans on row number 4. Navarre Luce and Vic Aldrich on row 5. Matt Wagner and Gary Corley on row number 6. Row 7 will have Julian Altina and Cullen Johnston. Johnston starting 13th, Altina lining up in the 14th position. Joseph Morales, Jeff Destino on row number 8, and all alone on row 9 will be New York's Jason Hand. 17 cars scheduled here for a 50-lap feature event tonight. Everybody is on the grid. Pace car is going to pull away. And I'll tell you what, I am really looking forward to this race. So many possibilities and variables coming into play here. Turn number 1, a sharp left-hander. Snap right back into a right-left combo for turns 2 and 3. Then a very long run down the infield straightaway towards the hairpin at turn number 4. After you make the run at turn 4, quick snap back for turn 5. This is turn 6, another tricky spot, but you absolutely have to get the exit of this corner done right, because this is where it launches you back out onto the oval. Most of the drivers we're going to see stay down below on the apron most, if not all, of the back straightaway. It's just the shortest way around the racetrack. By the end of the back straight, that's where they have to be in line and back up onto the oval. That entry to turn number 3. And then they have to run turns 3 and 4 of the NASCAR oval. And things are going to get very, very exciting. Possibility of a full course caution here if somebody misses the braking zone, huge. Pace car is in. Field is off of turn number 4. Under the control of Eric Shouse and Conor Baldwin. Green flags in the air. We are underway. Big time move here from the back of the pack. May see one car get a penalty back there for diving down to the inside. Shouse going to lead the field into turn number 1. 5 wide, shooting up the middle. Holy cow. Julian Altina, what a gutsy move that was. Up the middle, one car going off hard into the wall. Oh, and Altina's going to spin it around. Altina spins off of turn number 1. He's going to lose all that ground he made up. Navarre loose, stuck at the outside wall. Gary Corley also going to be pretty well junked. Joseph Morales, Cullen Johnston slides off at the hairpin. First car, I think, not to have an issue here. Jason Hand running in the 13th position. Pick up the race leaders as they're down the backstretch and onto the banking. You saw the effect of that toe. Conor Baldwin getting a great run. Eric Shouse, Conor Baldwin, drag race to the line. See who's going to get lap number 1. It will be Baldwin by about 100th of a second here. Oh, and Baldwin slides it wide at turn 1. He's going to fall back to at least 3rd. Slots right in front of James Watson. Julian Altina on pit lane. He takes the backup car. Once again, side by side for the race lead. This time going to be Craig Forsyth and Eric Shouse. Quick right-hander hard on the binders for turn number 6. They'll stay side by side down on the apron of the racetrack. Watch the run that you may see Conor Baldwin get here. The toe is just massive with the amount of downforce you need to get through the slower corners. Cullen Johnston making his way down pit lane as well. Good battle for the race lead. Sebastian Kinder, Alec Coates going to fight here for the 5th position. J.W. Miller just behind Coates. Thought about having a peek. Everybody stays in line, but the gaps have closed right back up. Here comes Forsyth once again sticking his nose out. Two drivers with completely different approaches to turn number 6. Going to have them both right in lockstep together. The other interesting one is they do have the push to pass. And you can activate that on the oval. Eric Shouse has already been on the button. Baldwin going to have a look outside of Forsyth. Oh, they're going to split them 3 wide. Race leaders, no, Forsyth goes around. Craig Forsyth going to try to jump back in line here, but he's going to fall all the way back to the 8th position. Now back to 8th as Zach Evans comes past. He's going to be in a battle with Vic Aldrich. James Watson overshoots the hairpin. He was fighting for the race lead. Now Shouse and Baldwin going to be side by side. Watson and Sebastian Kinder also dueling. Good Lord, there is action going on all over the place here. They talked about all you had to do was miss your braking zone just a tiny little bit. Seeing some connection issues there for Sebastian Kinder as well. James Watson on the button, going to try to get the big run here on Alec Coates. This is a battle for a podium spot. Navarre Luce, Gary Corley, both out of this race early. They will finish, looks like they're going to finish in 16th and 17th position respectively. Battle for the lead, stays hot and heavy into one. Oh man, Alec Coates slams the door. Baldwin slides off the racetrack. He's going to fall back to 4th, maybe 5th. Here comes J.W. Miller having a peek on him. Action hot and heavy at the front of the field here. Miller going to clear Baldwin and bring Sebastian Kinder with him. Seb probably pretty wisely backing out there on corner exit of the hairpin. Oh man, catch our breath here. We are only on lap 5 of 50. And a lot of racing still to come here tonight on the National Racing Network. Coming up next, the Indy Pro 2000 Championship heading off to the Brands Hatch Circuit. Miller tries the big dive into turn 1. A lot of momentum. Oh, Watson off the racetrack. Almost makes contact with Conor Baldwin. Sebastian Kinder going to slide around the outside as they get to the exit of 3. That's going to drop Watson all the way back to 6th. Baldwin and J.W. Miller dueling side by side. And they're going to continue that fight all the way down the 3rd straightaway, I guess you would call it. Baldwin wide on the entry to the oval. That's going to allow J.W. to get back to his inside. Outside of this lead pack that is fairly tight together, everybody else pretty well spread out here. Multiple seconds separating these race cars. Baldwin and Miller continue their fight. Good Lord, they're really close. Through that 1-2-3 complex, Baldwin going to hold the inside lane. Miller tries the run up the outside into the hairpin, trying to get him for a crossover move out of it. We'll see how that's going to work. The problem is Baldwin still set up for the inside lane down to turn 6. Nice pass to the outside by J.W. Miller there. Getting around Conor Baldwin. We are already halfway through what is the expected stint length here. Anywhere from 16, maybe 17 laps, depending on tire condition, how hard you push the car, what fuel map you're running, and there's a lot of variables that are coming into play. I don't think we saw anybody go a full 17-lap stint, though, so coming in at this what would amount to the start of the 18th lap of the stint. Everything's been that kind of 15, 16 lap range. Oh, Baldwin got around Miller. Miller may have made some contact there. The difference in strategies is if you can make it a full 17-lap stint, you can absolutely press your luck all the way out to lap number 50, and it's still going to be tight. This could potentially be a 3-stop race. So as things have settled down here just a little bit, let's run you back through the field. Eric Shouse started tonight's race on the pole. Battled with Craig Forsyth, battled with Alec Coates, battled with Conor Baldwin. This has not been a necessarily easy run for Eric Shouse, currently sitting on about a 7/10 of a second lead over the number 10 of Alec Coates, who runs in the second position. Coates making up 3 spots in the early laps of this race. Good look at Mediocre Motorsports number 10 there. Back to this battle, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's going to be Conor Baldwin in the Texas A&M University number 19. J.W. Miller in the All-American Eagle number 6 for Team Watson Racing. Just behind Miller, another of the Watson Racing cars, that's Sebastian Kinder. Nice to see Seb making another start here in the Grid Rival ESRA IndyCar Series. Just back behind the proprietor of that race team, Mike, partner in crime here a couple of nights a week in the booth as well. James Watson currently running in the 6th position. We're going to go back to the fight here between Conor Baldwin and J.W. Miller. Miller getting fairly aggressive here, trying to get the passes made. Seeing trouble on the racetrack here for Cullen Johnston. He is looped around at turn number 6. Gets that number 9 machine refired and pointed in the right direction. Take a look here at the instant replay. See what happened to Cullen getting down into turn 6. Just overcooks it, locks up the front brakes. No harm, no foul. Grabs the gear. He's backing away. Eric Shouse holding on to a half-second lead over Alec Coates. Man, you can see the effect of the draft there. Coates just getting a monster tow down the front straightaway. And it basically brings everybody else with them. Baldwin and J.W. Miller will resume their hostilities. Drivers were talking about in the pre-race that if you lock the brakes up, you could take upwards of 10% of the tire life off the tire if you were on the red tires. The black sidewalled primary tires seem to take that abuse a little bit better. First car running on the alternates is Craig Forsyth out of the 8th position. If you're going to make it a 3-stop race, the window is almost open, or the window is open, I should say. The problem is you're going to have to get very creative in where you make those stops. Continuing to see some connection issues here for Sebastian Kinder. That's where he's going in and out of the timing and scoring window. You'll notice that the timing tower will light up green when a driver has advanced a position, will turn red when that driver has lost a position on the racetrack. Things have definitely settled down, and let's take a look, go on board here with James Watson. You wonder if James isn't running a slightly different fuel map here to the rest of the field, or at least to the rest of the leaders. He's not losing a ton of time, but it does look like he is able to conserve some fuel here. As Baldwin, Miller, and Kinder continue to run nose to tail. So lap count are going to turn over to lap number 16. This is about when we are expecting to see the race leaders on pit road. Anywhere from 16 to 18 on the lap counter. Oh, Conor Baldwin slides a little bit wide, exiting turn number 2. He's going to have to hold the inside lane. See if J.W. Miller is going to have a shot at the crossover here. Top 5 all nose to tail. James Watson running about 2.25 seconds or so behind the race leader. And the drivers can make their pit entry anywhere from the entrance to turn number 3. You can run the apron if you're going to pit that lap. It is a faster way around the racetrack, so your in-lap can actually be faster, potentially, than the regular speed race laps, even if it's just by a few tenths. Craig Forsyth making his way down pit road. He will take service with 16 completed laps. And yeah, your race leader is committing to pit this time, Eric Shouse. He ran the apron, so he's going to have to come into pit lane. Gets it woed up to pit road speed limit, and he is going to bring the entire top 6 in with him. Shouse, Miller, Baldwin, Coates, Kinder, and Watson stopping here at the conclusion of lap number 17. 4 fresh Firestone tires, Speedway fuel in the car for Eric Shouse. How about Matt Wagner staying out on the racetrack? Drivers coming off pit road in right about the same order they entered. However, the gaps are significantly different at this point. Oh, it looks like we have trouble for Conor Baldwin off the racetrack. Get you the replay here. See what happened to Conor Baldwin. Slides it wide on cold tires, shoots it right back across the racetrack. Nice job keeping that car out of trouble and lays in the throttle the entire way back down. Well, that's one way of getting back out onto the racing surface here. Baldwin not losing a ton of time there to J.W. Miller. Has switched up the podium a little bit here as we'll pick up Matt Wagner just ahead of Eric Shouse. The problem for Wagner is he's on the same lap. So he's going to have to run, he's going to lose a ton of track position by staying out here. The question is Wagner trying some oddball strategy game? Could he potentially try to make this a one-stop race? I asked the question of the drivers in the pre-race chat, and they all kind of laughed me out of the room. It looks like he will not. Matt Wagner down on the apron, so he will be coming to pit road this time. And that's going to drop him back down the running order. So we'll pick up race leader Eric Shouse with a 4-second lead over Alec Coates. Coates does not have a 4-second lead. He's got 3 cars in tow. Sebastian Kinder, J.W. Miller, and Conor Baldwin. James Watson lurking back there as well. You see him just popping into the frame at the exit of the hairpin. Seeing a lot of connection issues for Sebastian Kinder. Where that makes these drivers nervous is you don't necessarily know where his car is going to reappear. Baldwin down on the apron, gets around J.W. Miller. Now he's going to try to get around Sebastian Kinder. They're going to have the lap car of Joseph Morales that they have to work with. That turns into a little bit of a hornet's nest here. Baldwin down to the inside of Kinder. New fastest lap of the race last time by for James Watson. 1 minute 4.059 seconds. So if they are playing the strategy game, there's not a lot of benefit to it here. Comments are awfully quiet tonight. Conor Baldwin, nice pass there, getting around Alec Coates. So that's going to put Conor Baldwin up to position number 2. Drop Coates back into a battle with Kinder and Miller. Trouble, a little bit of trouble anyway for Joseph Morales getting that car spun around. We'll pick up Matt Wagner. Oh, Jeff Destino having an issue as well. Destino having it off track. Show you the instant replay here. Loops it around at the hairpin. That's what allowed Wagner to get through there. Pick up the best battle on the racetrack here once again in the top 5. Baldwin, Coates, Kinder, Miller, and Watson. Approaching the halfway point here at the Kansas Speedway Roval. Hey, our buddy Forrest Baldwin checking in the comments. Good evening, sir. Hopefully you are doing well. Go, Connor, and eat more delicious American beef. That was on the menu at our house tonight. Sebastian Kinder going to be caught in a battle with J.W. Miller and James Watson now. Problem is Kinder is he's very, very quick. It's not like he's in the way necessarily. You just kind of aren't sure of where he's going to reappear. Man, run that whole complex getting back onto the oval with absolutely no idea of where the car ahead of you is in line. Show you that number 19 Texas A&M entry of Conor Baldwin. Currently running in second, 4.5 seconds behind race leader Eric Shouse. Shouse is almost in the window of being able to dictate his own pit stop lap, kind of his own strategy. Seeing Jason Hand getting right back onto the racetrack. James Watson very aggressive on the brakes there. Just not a real, no real motivation here to try anything really insane. We're going to run the ad for those of you watching on Twitch. We're going to run it right now. That way you don't miss the exchange of pit stops here. So we'll be right back if you're watching on Twitch. If we're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. Coates still able to hold off Kinder and Miller. JW going to get a good run down the backstretch. The problem is you can't necessarily try anything crazy in terms of the pass because you got to have an idea of where Sebastian Kinder could be if he disappears. Netcode can be a very real problem in this situation. Miller tries the big dive into turn number 1. He'll have the positioning for 2. Oh, nice pass there by J.W. Miller. Oh, Miller taking a big run up the inside of Alec Coates. Not quite close enough to steal away the third position. Coates going to be on the button this time down the back straightaway. Problem is all you're doing there is just giving J.W. Miller more of a tow. I mean, you can see how rapidly Miller closes in. Once again, really throws it in deep into turn number 1. That is such a fantastic outside pass. Sets it up for turn 2, and he will easily clear. As a reminder, coming up here tonight, the Indy Pro 2000 Championship will run round number 4 tonight at the Brands Hatch Circuit. And that will close out the week of broadcast here on NRN. Coming up on Monday, the Silver Crowns head off to Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway out there in St. Louis, Missouri. Tear it up Tuesday for the Snydersville Raceway 358 versus Big Block Challenge Series. They're going down to Georgia, taking on Lanier National Speedway. The Sim Racers Club put on a fantastic race last night. We're going to get to see them next Wednesday in the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. J.W. Miller opening up a pretty solid gap here on Alec Coates. Sebastian Kinder, James Watson staying right about 0.3 back. So we get ready for the cycle of pit stops here. Let's run you through the field. Pickup race leader Eric Shouse in the number 76 Hot Wheels entry. Just making his way out of turn number 3. He has been the dominant force here in this race. And quite frankly, having a pretty monster season here. Going for his 3rd win in 6 starts to go along with 4 top 5 finishes. Shouse, unfortunately, not able to run with the series week in and week out, but he puts on a show every time he's here. Running in second is Conor Baldwin, sitting about 2.5 seconds back of Shouse, so he is cutting into the advantage. Baldwin has used 5 of his push-to-pass activations. 3 for race leader Shouse and 3 for this man, J.W. Miller, in the Team Watson Racing All-American Racers Eagle throwback. Miller up 4 from the start of the race. He is also making up, just a little bit. It's tenths of a second every lap, but making up just a little bit of ground on Conor Baldwin. Currently running in fourth is Alec Coates, locked in this tight battle with Sebastian Kinder and James Watson. Those cars running fourth, fifth, and sixth on the racetrack right now. Currently running in the seventh position, all by his lonesome, the 72 with Craig Forsyth. Battled early for the lead in this one. Had an off track, got himself a little, I don't want to say looped around or anything, but a little out of sorts. That dropped him back to position number 7. Running in eighth is Vic Aldrich. The Nitro Circus, Team Watson Racing at number 98. Vic up 2 positions from the drop of the green flag here this evening. The guy behind him is down 1, Zach Evans. In the number 18. The guy running in 10th just behind him was the show at the start of this race. 4, almost 5 wide into turn number 1. Julian Altina, very aggressive. Look at that, nice pass there on Evans. We'll come back here, pick up Coates, Kinder, and Watson. It's the tightest fight on the racetrack, and quite frankly, by a pretty wide margin. First to the pit stops for the leaders, and it will be Conor Baldwin on pit lane in the Texas A&M University number 19. Baldwin currently sitting 14th in points. Only has 8 of 11 starts, however. He gets in on the marks. Down and away, and Baldwin goes to the alternate tires. This is really where he's going to try to make up some time. Put fresh reds on the car. Oh, and he's going to loop it off the corner. Forces, I believe that was Julian Altina out wide. Oh, and he spins, collects Matt Wagner. Huge hit for Conor Baldwin. Matt Wagner going to be involved as well. That was a massive hit for both of those cars. And both will have to take the tow. Alec Coates making his way down pit road. Show you the replay here. Conor Baldwin going around, almost got Julian Altina. Tries to grab the gear, car snaps around it, nowhere Matt Wagner could go. And that absolutely junked the race car of Matt Wagner. Get you a look at this here from Matt Wagner's car. Sees the car off the racetrack. Oh, man, there's just snaps it around. There may have been contact with Julian Altina there because you could see the front left of Conor Baldwin's car was, well, quite frankly, gone. Race leader Eric Shouse making his way down pit lane for what will be his final pit stop, as is J.W. Miller, Sebastian Kinder, James Watson, Julian Altina. Tough break there for Baldwin and Wagner. Shouse going to the red sidewalled alternates. Car's already down off the jacks. Packet full of Speedway fuel. He is back down. Oh, and he's going to spin it. Shouse spins it on pit exit. J.W. Miller working his way out of pit lane. He's going to be right there as well. New race leader past the outside. Oh, man, did he miss the exit cone, though? depending on where that line is, could see a penalty for J.W. Miller, who is now your race leader ahead of Eric Shouse. Sebastian Kinder going to be right here as well. Kinder trying to get around the lap car of Jeff Destino. He'll do that cleanly into turn number 6. Eric Shouse going to be on the button now. He wants that 50 extra horsepower with the draft. Oh, Drew Ekstrom, love the comment. Shouse back down to the inside of Miller. Miller's going to try to dive bomb it back in there, but nothing doing that time. That's going to put Eric Shouse back into the race lead. As we work here, lap number 37, high drama. The problem is that if these guys lock the tires up, Craig Forsyth is not in left field here, coming out ahead of Alec Coates and James Watson. He's on the primary tire, but you just have to baby the car so much on the alternates that we could see Forsyth make a run here towards the front of the field. Tightest fight on the racetrack is for the race lead, and Eric Shouse just set the fastest lap of the race at a 103.68. J.W. Miller not far off of his personal best, only about a tenth and a half. These guys laying down some heaters right now. And coming up in about 15 minutes, we may even not have time for the Victory Lane interviews. We'll see here tonight. But coming up next, the Indy Pro 2000 Championship Series. One of the top 2 strength of field splits for the week will be coming up here from Brands Hatch. Miller with a big dive into turn number 1. He makes up a ton of ground there. And he is going to be all over the rear wing of Shouse down the straightaway. Shouse has to cover off the inside lane. That's going to slide him wide. Miller going to slide right back into the tire tracks. Take the big toe. The pass, you can make the pass at the hairpin, but you want to make it on the back straightaway in turns 3 and 4 of the oval, just because you're not going to give that driver a chance to come back. And I'll tell you what, this is the points night that James Watson needed. Matt Wagner currently 15th place and out of this race. Watson probably hoping for a little bit better than a 6th place finish, but here comes Miller around the outside. He will lead the lap, and it'll be 10 to go next time by. Shouse right back up the inside. Miller forces Shouse a little bit wide. That's how you get it done right there. Shouse holding, He was 0.6 of a second back at the exit or the return to the oval. Now down inside of a quarter of a second. He's on the button, and he's going to have a great run down to the inside. Still going to be, oh man, it was Shouse at the line, not by much. We're down to 10 to go. Miller tried that big run down the outside. Shouse was ready and able to cover. There's only so many times you can go to the well with that pass before the car you're attacking is going to start defending that positioning. Matt Wagner checking in the comments here. Well, I'm dead. None of my incidents are my doing. No, we said it, nowhere you could go. Especially in that second incident with Conor Baldwin. Unfortunate, tried to grab the throttle. I don't know that he could see that the left front was as messed up as it was, but once again, J.W. Miller getting way up by the safer barrier. Really drives it in deep. This is the battle for the race lead. And I tell you what, this one has been fun. Nobody else close to each other, within seconds of each other at this point. There's your gaps to the race leader. Show you the intervals from car to car. James Watson starting to closes in, gap opens back up. It's kind of a seesaw back and forth there with Alec Coates. Show you how many activations of the push to pass are remaining for these drivers. They started the race with 10 in their allotment. And we can show you the tire compound that everybody is on here as well. Matt Wagner jumping back in here, we're seeing in the comments, hoping to get a lap completed. We talked about Craig Forsyth making some time up here. He's doing it. But about 5 seconds back of Sebastian Kinder for third. Seb is 5.6 seconds back of this battle for the race lead. Saying, nope, too much damage, we're done. That's a tough break for Matt Wagner. Going to come home in the 14th position. Oh, here comes Miller, going to try the crossover. He's going to be on the outside at turn 2. Stuffs it in. What a pass. Oh, J.W. Miller. Nut up and ball out, brother. He's going to go back to the race lead here at lap 44. And the other big one here now is that Miller has more activations of the button left. He has 2 more remaining. Then Eric Shouse. You can use that to defend. But like we saw earlier in the race, you're really only going to tow your opponent faster around. Miller right back up to the high side of the racetrack. Shouse stuffs it down the inside. They almost make contact. Oh, what a pass there. J.W. Miller fights it right back on the outside. Shouse has to go where Miller is not, and Miller able to just really keep that car wound up at the entrance to turn 1. Shouse makes up a lot of ground under braking there at turn 6. Now down to 5 to go here at the Kansas Roval. Miller opening the gap up a little bit here. Call it 0.6 of a second on J.W. Miller right now. Yes, the question here from Drew Ekstrom, yes, that was a 5-6 lap battle for the lead. It was impressive. I know 2-1 winning the comments tonight. Thank you very much for checking in. Miller on the button down the front stretch. Oh, trouble for Alec Coates. See what happened here to Alec. Battling with James Watson. Watson up the inside. Oh, just too much on the brakes. Car slides to a stop. He's going to lose the 5th position to James Watson. Last lap for J.W. Miller, 0.7 of a second faster than Eric Shouse. Top 4 all on the button. It is a 2.6 second gap from 3rd place Sebastian Kinder to 4th place Craig Forsyth, so we're going to stay right here. We'll see a lap car getting a little bit out of shape there. That's one of the mediocre motorsports cars down out of the way on the run-in down to the hairpin turn 4. Still sitting right about 1.1 seconds. The gap here between Miller and Shouse. You wonder if Shouse isn't trying to back off just a little bit, get the tires back into a decent operating temperature. At this point, the biggest question maybe is Sebastian Kinder's internet connection going to last to the end of this? 2 to go. Everybody was on the button. J.W. Miller still with 2 activations left. Eric Shouse is now down to 1. But he's got the gap down to about 0.7 of a second, and they are quickly catching the lap car of Joseph Morales. Morales cleanly out of the way at the hairpin. That was an absolutely epic battle we've had for the race lead, and it may not be over yet. Eric Shouse on the button for the final time, taking advantage of those 50 extra horsepower under the hood. Miller also grabs the button now. The gap's at a 0.5 second. It's down to 0.4 of a second. They're going to come around and see the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Kansas. And we've got a fight for the lead. Way deep into turn 1 goes Shouse. Miller slides wide. They're both in the grass. Oh, that's going to get tighter as it goes. Shouse is there. He's within 0.4 of a second right now. Miller able to open the gap. The problem is if Miller goes to the button, he's going to give Shouse that big toe. Oh, and it looks like Shouse went around. Eric Shouse having an issue. Craig Forsyth comes around. I think Joseph Morales got into Eric Shouse. Here's the run down to that corner on exit. Shouse grabs a little bit too much throttle. Oh, and he's going to lose third. Off the final corner, checkered flag in the air. J.W. Miller gets the win. Craig Forsyth comes home second. Sebastian Kinder with a great run to third. And fourth place tonight going to belong to Eric Shouse. James Watson, Alec Coates just coming across the line, but my goodness. There really wasn't a battle for the lead there. Once Eric Shouse crossed the line, my goodness, what a fantastic race. J.W. Miller getting the win here this evening. I want to make sure we get a chance to talk to him here. Coming around on the cool-down lap, J.W., congratulations. Picking up a big win here in the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bud.
Oh, for some reason, teammates couldn't hear me, but oh man, what a race. Holy cow. I did not expect to be that fast. That was awesome.
You were quick, and we've only got about 30 seconds here, but tell us about that battle with Eric. You guys put on one hell of a show there late in this race.
Yeah, you know, we had a really good battle on Conor early on and kind of learned where the spots to overtake were and just kind of use that knowledge against Eric there to around him and just kind of pulled away from him. But of course then, you know, working the red tires there, started slowing up a little bit more, overbraked myself a little bit, and he caught back up. But man, it was something else seeing him unfortunately spin out there on the last turn before the oval, because I think he would have just probably gotten us there. I did have a push to pass left, but he was catching me really quick with the draft, even when I was using push to pass.
Oh, man, what a show. JW, thank you very much. We appreciate it here, bud. But, man, we got to get out of here now. We've got another race coming up, and if you're watching on Twitch, we're not going – actually, yes, we are going to kill both streams, but we are going to be back here in just a moment. Coming up next, going to be the Indy Pro 2000 Championship live from Brands Hatch.